Hello students. Today we'll see a few hints for the homework problems. So the question is this. So you know how to apply NCR. So NCR is n factorial by r factorial into n minus r the whole factorial. So here n is n plus 1 and r is 8. Similarly, for np3 the formula is n factorial by n minus r the whole factorial. Okay, so now n is n minus 3 and r is 4. So now you can understand. 57 by 16, the 16 comes to this side as numerator, and this n minus 3 p4 goes to the other side as numerator. So it's just like cross multiplying when they have given it in ratios. Now what you're doing is, here in the denominator n minus 7 the whole factorial, and here the n minus 7 the whole factorial get cancelled. Okay, so then what we are going to do is, you have to represent either this or this in terms of one another so that it can get easily cancelled. So now what I have done is, n plus 1 the whole factorial can be written as n plus 1 into n. So the successive terms will be getting reduced by 1. So into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3. So I am stopping with n minus 3 the whole factorial so that I can cancel it with the right hand side. I hope you can understand. So now the remaining terms that we have, I have kept it over here. 57 is here, 8 factorial has gone to product, and 16 has come to the denominator. Okay, so now when you do 8 factorial, it is nothing but 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, of course. Okay, so now this 8 2s are 16 gets cancelled. 57 when you factorize, you will be getting 19 into 3. So the remaining terms I have written. Now instead of multiplying these terms that contain n, you can just represent this product in a format such that it resembles the left hand side. So 19 is a prime number, so 19 is going to come for sure. So 3 into 7, 21 is here, 5 into 4, 20 is here, and 6 into 3, 18 is here. So now when you compare both the sides, you have to bring it in successive terms like 21, 20, 19, 18 like that. So now when you compare, n plus 1 is 21, so n is 20. So the value of n is 20. So this is one problem. The other problem which I wanted to discuss is this one. Okay, so here they have given, find the equation of the circle with center 1 by 2 comma 1 by 4 and radius 1 by 12. So the generalized equation of a circle is x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equal to r square. Here h and k represent the center and r represents the radius. So just substitute half in the place of h and the y value in the place of k, okay, and r value in the place of r. So now we have to expand this. A minus b the whole square, so a square minus 2ab plus b square. For this also I am applying this equal to 1 by 144. Okay, so now what I am doing is 1 by 4 and 1 by 16, I am taking LCM, it becomes 5 by 16. It goes to the other side, it becomes minus. Okay, I have reordered the terms in a proper sequence. This becomes minus 44 by 144 finally, after taking LCM in the right hand side. Okay, then we cancel, it becomes minus 11 by 36. Now 36 comes to the left side and all the terms are getting multiplied by 36. It's common for all the terms. So 36x square plus 36y square minus 36x minus 36 goes here and it gets cancelled, right? So minus 18y minus 11 comes to the left side, becomes plus 11 is equal to 0. So till this I think you would have done, but the third question is very important, and please understand it. We are going to apply the concept of method of completion of square. So how to do it? First of all, the question goes like this. Find the center and radius of the circle. They have given an equation. You have to bring this equation somehow in this format. X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equal to r square. So how we are going to do it? So now we are using the method of completing the square. So first what you have to do is combine the x terms. X square minus 4x, you have to combine these two. Listen properly. Then combine the y terms. So y square minus 8y, you have to combine these two. Okay, then the constant term should be taken to the right hand side. So you have minus 45 just taken to the right hand side, becomes plus 45. Okay, now you have to represent this as something minus something the whole square. That is the format, right? So you can see it over here. That is the format, but here it is of a different format. So what we are going to do is, there is a technique to do this. So just remember how to do this. Okay, so if you have if you have something like this, what you have to do is just write x. If you have x here, you write x, okay, and then you put, if you have minus here, minus, if you have a plus here, it is plus, okay, x minus, the middle term should be divided, this term should be divided by 2. So what you'll be getting? 2. You just write it and put whole square, okay. So I am able to write this as x minus 2 the whole square. Please listen. If you have x, write x. If you have minus, write minus. And this, don't take x, okay, take the only the coefficient. You have to divide it by 2. So I'll be getting 2 the whole square. But if I'm writing this as x minus 2 the whole square, then the expansion will give x square minus 4x plus 4, isn't it? The expansion of x minus 2 whole square will be x square minus 4x plus 4. But here they have given only x square minus 4x. So this plus 4 will come extra, which should be compensated by introducing a minus 4 here. Can you understand? You have to introduce a minus 4 here. So please understand why we are doing it here. We don't have the third term. If we have 3 terms and the 3 terms are of the form a square minus 2ab plus b square, then we can directly write it as a minus b the whole square. Okay, but it is not the case here. We have got only 2 terms. So we have to apply the method of completing the square. So what it is? What you have to do is take x, take minus, the coefficient of x should be divided by 2. So you'll be getting x minus 2 the whole square. But when you expand this, you will be getting only the first 2 terms. The third term is absent. So that is compensated by putting a minus 4 outside. Okay. So what happens now? This expands. You get this. And the 4 gets cancelled with the minus 4. That is how you compensate. Similarly, for this, y, you have to do y. For minus, you are writing minus. The coefficient of y should be divided by 2. So you'll be getting 4. Okay. So y minus 4 the whole square. But you have to compensate by subtracting the third term, which means 4 square should be subtracted. Like how you are doing 2 square here likewise. So why are we doing this? So when you expand y minus 4 the whole square, you will be getting y square minus 8y plus 16. But this plus 16 is not present here. So which will get compensated with the minus 16 that is present outside. So this method is called as method of completing the square. So that is what I have done here. So I have written this as x minus 2 the whole square, compensation minus 4. And I have written this as y minus 4 the whole square with the compensation minus 16. So now I have made it in this format. Minus 4 and minus 16 become minus 20. They go to the other side, become plus 20, and they become 65. Now I am able to write it in this form. In this form, x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square, except the right hand side. The right hand side is 65. So 65 can be written as root of 65 the whole square if it is not a perfect square. Okay, now I have completely written this in this format. Okay, so when you compare x minus h value will be 2, y minus k value will be 4, and r value will be root 65 units. This is the procedure. Please try it out. Thank you.